Hey, this is the Lazy Arquitecto and welcome to our channel. Today, we're gonna show you some of the basic concepts to learn AutoCAD and especially to draw a floor plan. So let me share my screen over here. So a couple of weeks ago, I released this video to learn AutoCAD 2022. And basically, many people were commenting and saying that it was very useful. Um, so in this video, I decided to do a very basic tutorial for people who opened AutoCAD for the first time. And I drew a exterior elevation. So I drew an exterior elevation in this basic tutorial, but for this one, for today's tutorial, we're gonna draw a floor plan, right? Again, this is for beginners that want to learn AutoCAD. So just for your knowledge, I'm gonna put on the comments some timestamps that you can go quickly. For instance, if you click the time, you can simply go to the part of the video that you need and so on. All right. Okay, so let's learn AutoCAD together. So I'm gonna be reading some of your comments if you have comments or questions, but I'm gonna try to go to each concept and then see if you have questions or not. So first of all, I have two AutoCAD here. Once you install AutoCAD, the first one is LT and the other one is the regular AutoCAD. So I'm gonna open for this tutorial the regular AutoCAD, in this case 2022. And again, in this tutorial is about drawing a floor plan for beginners. So let me open the floor plan that we're gonna draw today. And it's gonna be this one over here. So this is a very basic survey that I did. And of course, when you are in the profession, you're gonna have crazy surveys with so many dimensions and numbers and so on. But since this is a AutoCAD tutorial for beginners, I kind of simplify this so you can learn it easier. So again, this is for an existing conditions or also known as built. And we're gonna be drawing this today. Okay, so let me put this over here. And the first thing that you want to do when you start AutoCAD, if you are opening this for the first time, is click this AutoCAD icon over here in the corner and pick new, right? To create a brand new drawing. We're gonna start this from scratch. So let's click new. And over here, again, the previous video that I did shows how to navigate in AutoCAD, how to move yourself in the program if you are totally new. So you can watch that video later. But for today, let's also do this floor plan, very basic. Again, this is for beginners. So once we are here, many other people teach you about units and so on, that you need to first set up your units and blah blah. But in order to work efficiently, you need to pick the template that you need so you can avoid setting up your units and wasting time setting those units. So there are three main templates that you need to worry about here. So the tutorial iArch, that's a architecture template in imperial units. So the next one, it's a mechanical template in imperial units. I would be for imperial. And the next one is architectural template in metric. And then finally here is me mechanical, but in metric. So for this tutorial, we're gonna use the imperial architecture. Why? Well, because we're in the US, so here the main units it's in imperials. But again, you can follow up. It's gonna be the same ideas, same explanation, same concepts. Just we'll have feet and inches, and if you use metric, you'll have meters or millimeters. All right. So pick the right template for you. And I'm going to pick this and click open. So the advantage of picking the right template to start your drawing is that AutoCAD immediately will know the size, your dimensions, your units. So it will give you a correct title block here based on your units, imperials. And then if you, right now we are in paper space. So if you're gonna go to model, let's click model. And then here in paper space, I'm gonna check my units just to show you that you don't need to worry about units if you picked the right template. So I'm gonna type units and press enter. So here you can see that I have architectural and inches. So I'm totally good here. I don't need to worry about units. So I'm gonna cancel this. All right. So that's one of the first concepts that you need to know. Pick the right template and then you should be ready to go. Now let's go back. Another advantage of picking the right template is that if you click here on the layers, you'll have layers already that AutoCAD created for you. So you can start drawing quickly, right? You don't want to waste time creating your own layers if AutoCAD can give it to you, right? So let's go back here where we started, because this is a very basic AutoCAD tutorial on how to draw a floor plan. So I want to cover some of the most important points for you so you can understand how AutoCAD thinks, how the program behaves, and so on. So, okay, so AutoCAD start here in paper space. This is known as paper space because this simulates a digital paper environment, all right, where you're gonna print your drawings, your floor plan in this case, your building exterior elevations, and so on. And in paper space is also called layout. So many people know this environment as layout or paper space. And again, you're gonna print your drawings here using how? Well, right now, let me show you. If I right click over here, let me expand this. All right. So if I right click over here and then I pick, let me hide this so you can see better. So if I right click again on this layout and pick page setup manager, you can see that the size of my paper in this case is 24 by 36 inches. So how AutoCAD is gonna fit a building or a floor plan or a house in this size of paper, right? Because a building is not 24 by 36 inches, no way. So the way AutoCAD fits this big building inside these small sheets, it's using a viewport. So a viewport is another concept that you need to learn in order to understand AutoCAD. So the viewport is this, as you can see if you hover on it. So let me, so if you hover over here, that's the viewport. And the viewport is a window that you can see through model space. Wherever, I'm gonna draw a simple circle over here to show you. So again, we are seeing this circle through the viewport, which is like a window that will scale your drawing, will scale your floor plan, will scale your house that you are drawing, and in different scales, so you can fit your building inside this small 24 by 36 sheet or whatever sheet that you were using. So again, that's the viewport, and we're gonna learn how to create these and everything in AutoCAD. So, but that was a very basic concept between paper space or layout and model. Here in model, of course, you're gonna draw everything or mostly everything, like 99.9% of your objects, your house, your building, and so on, will be drawn here in model. And then again, here in paper space or layout, you will print. Okay, but I'm gonna erase everything because I'm gonna teach you all of these. Of course, the title block, I'm gonna leave it because that's what AutoCAD is giving us. So you also will have this title block. So I'm gonna erase everything with the delete key on my keyboard. So, okay, so that was the concept of explaining a little bit of the difference between paper and model space, all right? Okay, so going back to our floor plan, which is gonna be this over here. One of the first things that we need to do, or that I like to do, is bring this floor plan inside model space. Now, other people like to, have it open in the second monitor, like I have it right now. But if you don't have two monitors, of course, you cannot do that. So what I'm gonna do in this basic tutorial on how to draw floor plans is to bring it here inside AutoCAD. Okay, so let me show you how to do that. So I have this Window Explorer folder over here, and what you need to do is simply left click on your mouse on the image and then holding it, dragging it to model space. Again, we are in model space, we're not in paper space. So then we can release it here and you'll have your image like this. So we need to introduce you another concept, which is the command line. The command line is this box over here, this rectangular or box. And the command line is would be your best friend because it will guide you through the steps that you need to do or perform which with each command or tool. In this case, we're drawing, in this case, we are inserting this image. And over here in the command line is giving me instructions as to specify insertion point. So I'm gonna click or left click like so. And then if we go to the command line again, it says specify scale factor. So at this time, we don't know the scale factor. So I'm gonna simply type 1 or accept the 1 with pressing the enter on my key. And then it's saying specify rotation angle. The rotation angle I want to be 0 and press enter. So once I do that, you can see that your image is now inside AutoCAD for your reference, right? So now that you have your image there, let's start drawing this floor plan in AutoCAD. So let's start drawing. Let's start going through some of these explaining a little bit, if you are, new on how to draw floor plans, let's start explaining very quickly what's going on in this as-built or existing condition. This would be like a survey that we did. So this is a plan of a floor plan of a building, and this would be the demising walls, interior walls, doors over here, corridors. This would be a double door, glass or storefront windows, and so on. Again, very basic survey to draw a floor plan, but this is a very basic tutorial. So let's start. Okay, so the first thing that we're gonna do is go here on the ribbon. This is called the ribbon, and this is another concept that you will need to learn in order to draw in AutoCAD. And the ribbon has all of the tools and commands that you will need to draw, but organized in a way that it makes sense for you, for the user. So for instance, if I want to draw something, AutoCAD organize the draw tools on this panel. This is called a panel, and it's on the home tab. These are called tabs. So if I want to draw, I know I can go to the draw panel. If I already have a drawing here and I need to change things to edit or modify, I can go to the modified panel. So I can copy objects, scale, rotate objects, and so on. So again, all of the tools are organized here. So once you know or understand that concept of the ribbon, you need to also learn another concept, which is keyboard shortcuts. Okay, so keyboard shortcuts are are very important. So whatever command is here on the ribbon, let's say line command, if you hover over without clicking anything, you'll see some instructions, right? Line command creates straight line segments and so on. But whatever command or tool is on the ribbon, you can access it with the keyboard shortcut. For instance, the line command that is here on the ribbon, I can click and start drawing lines, or I can type line on my keyboard and press enter, and then again I can start drawing lines. Okay, all right. So now I'm gonna erase that. So the keyboard shortcuts also will have this special character for line command. Let's say I can type L and press enter. Once I do that, you also have the line command. So again, those are three ways to start any command from the ribbon: type in the entire word, in this case line, or the third one, type its keyboard shortcut, the L for line, and pressing enter. So most of the commands, 99%, have these three different ways to access the command. All right. So for instance, let me go over here and let's go here. All right. So, and we will be showing you all of these keyboard shortcuts so you can work efficiently drawing your floor plan in AutoCAD. All right. So, at this point, we explained so many concepts, and so I'm gonna stop for a couple of seconds to read if you have some comments, because this is a live streaming of how to learn AutoCAD, and I want to learn AutoCAD or teach you AutoCAD together, right? So one of the comments from Vahav from YouTube, he's asking, "What's your name?" Yes, sure. My name is Irwin, and this is the Lazy Arquitecto channel. And I am a architecture designer. I work in an architecture office, and I'm also an architecture student, um, trying to get my license as an architect. So, so I'm an architecture student, architecture designer, and of course, I'm here on YouTube trying to help people with this awesome program, which is AutoCAD. And I use AutoCAD in the office. I use AutoCAD on the university that I am. And yeah, so that's a little bit about me. Oh, and also, if you saw, so I'm an AutoCAD certified also. So which over here is my certificate. You want to see it? So it's right here. But anyway, so that was a little bit about me, because by half, I don't know if I'm pronouncing it well, is asking about it. All right, so let's continue with this tutorial, basic tutorial on how to draw floor plans in AutoCAD. So, so once we understood some of those concepts that we previously explained, it's time for us to draw. So in order to draw, I'm gonna start with these walls over here. So I'm gonna draw using the line command. I'm gonna use its shortcut L and press enter. And over here, the dimension, the distance or the length of this wall, it's 139 feet and 2 inches. So I'm gonna draw my line over here, again following the instructions on the command line, which it says specify first point. So I'm gonna click once, and then I want to draw my line nicely straight up. So let me introduce you another important concept, and this concept is the status bar. The status bar, oops, 1 second over here. So the status bar is this over here, these icons over here, all of these. And the status bar is basically a way that AutoCAD give us to draw with precision. So you saw that this line, I want to draw it nicely and straight. So AutoCAD give us these options on the status bar um, to check and uncheck the precision settings that we need. So in order to draw, for instance, my line straight, I need to activate this option on the status bar, which is the ortho mode. So right now it's not blue, as you can see, as this other one. So if I click, it says also it's off. You can see it over there. So if I left click on it once, it's now blue, and that means it's activated. So now when you draw your line and you move your mouse up, you'll see that your line will go nicely straight, and that's what we need. So again, we will be going through these options here, precision options, while we draw this floor plan. So again, we're drawing these 139 feet and 2 inches. So I'm gonna go up and type 139 feet and 2. At this point, I don't need to use the inches symbol, because AutoCAD already knows that after the feet, 2 would be inches, because we specified the correct units for our drawing. So we are good in this specific example. So once you typed your distance or your number, simply press enter. And you'll have your first line over here. So as you can see, your line is bigger. So let me, once you draw your first line, I'm gonna hit escape on your keyboard, and escape, you will be using it to get out of any command in AutoCAD. So at this point, my image is very small. I'm gonna make it bigger. So let me introduce you another command, which is the scale command. So since I already have something here, a drawing in my model space, I need to modify this image to scale it. So I need to go to the home and go to the modify panel, right? So scale gotta be here, the scale command. So if we go over here, you can see it here, scale. So again, you can click on it to start using it, but let me introduce you its keyboard shortcut, which is the S. So if you simply press S and then enter, you will be start the scale command. And sorry, the SC, you will start the scale command. So press enter. And at this point in the command line, again, read it so it can help you with instructions. It says select the objects. I'm gonna select my image and press enter. And then it says specify base point. I'm gonna click this base point over here and click. And then saying specify a scale factor or copy or reference. So I'm gonna click at this point. I don't need to scale this image precisely. So the other two options, the reference would be if you want to scale this image precisely, right? But at this point, I don't want that. I just want to scale my image bigger so I can see it better. So I can move my mouse like so, and then simply click like that. All right, so now I have my image bigger. So at this point, I'm gonna introduce you another command in AutoCAD, which is the move command, because I want to move this image to the side. So again, if I don't know anything about AutoCAD, where would you find the move command? Are you modifying? Are you drawing something new? You're not drawing something new, you are modifying this image. So of course, it gotta be in the home and modify panel. So let me find the move command over here, and it's right here, move. All right. Again, let me introduce its shortcut for the move command, and this would be M. So M for the move, press enter, and then following the instructions on the command line, specify base point. So I'm gonna click over here, left click, and then it's saying specify second point. This is where you want to place your image. So I'm gonna move it to the side like so. Click. All right. So that was some commands that you are learning: move, scale, and so on. So all right. So let's keep drawing this floor plan. So again, I'm gonna start the line command and press enter. And we are here on this point right now. So it's saying 2 feet from this door. So I'm gonna click over here, and once you hover over this point, you'll see a small rectangle that says endpoint. So just for your knowledge, so you start understanding AutoCAD better, how the program behaves and things, the endpoint is another precision setting from the status bar. So if we go here, and this is called object snap, if you click on this triangle to open it or expand it, you'll see that there is an option that says endpoint and it's checked. So if I uncheck that by clicking on it and try to snap on this, you won't see that endpoint precision setting because we turn it off. But we need it. It's very important to draw with precision in AutoCAD. So let's turn it back on by clicking on it, endpoint. And now you can see that AutoCAD will snap exactly on that end of that line and it will show you endpoint, right? So click at this point. And again, on the command line, if you follow instructions. Now, do you always need to follow the instructions on the command line? Well, not really. I don't do it anymore because I've been drawing in AutoCAD for years. But if you are a beginner, you have to because you want like somebody that help you, right? And this is your best friend, the command line, to help you what to do in with each command and so on. So that's why I'm always going back to the command line. But in a regular basis at the office, I never had to look at the command line anymore after some years of working in the program. So again, let's go back again with the line command. And right now, I can either draw 2 feet of a line to start my door, or I could go 55 feet to draw the entire wall. And I'm gonna go to the 55 feet because that's the more efficient way. So I'm gonna go 55 feet and press enter. So at this point, I don't need to press the escape key anymore to finish the line. I can keep drawing lines. Okay. So again, now we are at this wall and I need to go down 22 feet. So I'll simply move my mouse down 22 feet, press enter. And then, of course, I need to close this room. So there's no dimension here. Why? Because this is a rectangular room. And of course, it's going to be 55 feet also on the other side. So at this point, I can type 55 feet, or I'm going to cancel that because you also, oops. So I made a mistake here, right? Let's say I draw a line that I wasn't supposed to draw this short line. So what do I do in this case? I simply can use the Control Z shortcut to undo my mistake. Or I could go here also on the ribbon and click the undo option. So once I click that, you can see that it undo your work. But it also undo the previous line, so you don't want that. So be careful with that. So again, I'm gonna draw really quick that 55 feet, 22 feet. So again, at this point, I can say 55 feet, or I can simply go all the way here. And another precision setting will activate itself, which is the perpendicular setting. Again, if you go to the snaps option, you'll see the perpendicular option is on. So that's why you are having this activated. So at this point, you can simply click and then hit escape to finish your first room. All right, this is the room. And let me at this point change some of the settings of this image because it's really too bright, too white, and I'm having trouble hovering my cursor on this that is white on this white image. So in order to change the settings of this image, it needs to be selected, and then here on the image tab, you'll see this fade option. So I'm gonna change that to 40 and press enter. And you can see now that your image is better. It looks, faded a little bit. All right, so let's keep drawing. So now we have, so we are right here. So, okay, let's draw now this 5 feet 6 corridor. Okay, so again, start the line command with its shortcut L, go over here on my endpoint, click, move to the side 5 feet 6 as the survey say 5 feet 6, enter, and then we don't have any other dimension because it's not needed. You'll see that the 22 feet is also the same proportions as the corridor, so we're going to use that. So I can type 22 feet, or I can simply go and hover over this point, over the endpoint, and then move my mouse to the side like that. So once I do that, I'm going to do it again. So hover over this and then move your mouse to the side and you will see an X. So that white X is called extension, and you're seeing it over there on this blue square. And again, this is another precision setting that is activated and it's called extension. So, and it's very useful to draw more efficient in AutoCAD. So at this point, I can simply click or left click once, and you will have your corridor at the same 22 feet. So again, if I go back here, I can simply close my corridor by clicking on this line or endpoint like so. So I can press escape and then I'll have my corridor ready. Let's keep moving with the same idea on this 8 feet room over here. Now, to explain you better this as built, the way that the numbers are placed, either horizontally or vertically, it's the wall that these numbers are. For instance, 5 feet 6, it's placed horizontally, correct? So that means that's this wall over here. If the number is placed vertically, like this 8 feet, that means it's this wall over here. It's not this wall, all right? So again, 8 feet is this wall because of the way the number is placed. So 8 feet, and then 9 feet 2 is this other wall over here. So again, we have a room 8 feet by 9 feet 2. So again, using the line command, I'm gonna go 9 feet 2 and then 8 feet down, and then I can simply close my room, clicking like so. The other room is 14 feet by 9 feet 2, so I'm gonna go a little faster, down 14 feet and 9 feet 2. Oops. Or I can simply click this endpoint over here. All right. So once we have that ready, we only need these other walls. So this wall is 115 feet and 10 inches. So let's draw a line again. 115 feet and 10 inches down. And then 6 feet door, 28 feet storefront, and 2 feet of this small wall. So again, is the same. So 2 feet, 2 feet, and then 6 feet, and then 28 feet. So 28 feet would be the storefront. So I'm gonna draw a line again. 28 feet, 6 feet. So for the door, I can start the line again, but instead of clicking over here, I can simply hover. So once I hover and move like so, you can see that the extension is again showing, and I can simply type 6 feet and press enter, and you will see that your line will start 6 feet from this other point, and this is what we want for the double door. So again, 28 feet and then 2 feet. So 28 feet and then 2 feet like so. All right. Okay. So what's next? We have to give thickness to these walls, right? And the standard interior wall is about 5 inches. So we're going to apply 5 inches thickness to these walls. And for the exterior walls, we're going to apply 12 inches, which are standards, right? Of course, here they are not giving us the wall thickness, but we're going to use 12 inches for the exterior. So let me introduce you another command, which is the offset command. So I'm gonna type O for its shortcut, offset, and press enter. So once I do that, I can simply click this. So I can simply press enter again and type my distance. So, sorry, O, and press enter for offset. Type my distance, in this case 12 inches, and then press enter. So once I do that, the offset command simply creates a copy of your object, in this case a line. So I'm gonna click and then move my mouse up and then click again. So again, I'm gonna offset this other wall over here, the exterior wall. So click and then click and then move down and then click again. So that's 12 feet. I'm gonna press escape to cancel the offset because the interior walls would be 5 inches. So again, the offset command, since you are modifying, it's also here on the ribbon offset. So you can click on it and would be 5 inches for the interior walls. Press enter. And then I'm gonna start drawing my walls. So 5 feet 6. So now if you offset this wall 5 inches, so let me do it, offset 5 inches. So you offset it to the left, right? You're gonna lose 5 inches over here. So we don't want that because we have 5 feet 6 over here. So let me undo that. Clicking this arrow over here. And what we're gonna do at this point is we're gonna move these walls. We're gonna move it 10 inches to the left because we're gonna need 5 inches in here and 5 inches over here. So I'm gonna move all of these objects, selecting it like so. So we're gonna move it 5 inches with the move command. well, 10 inches because 5 and 5, right? So 10 inches, like so. So once we do that, we can again use the offset command from the ribbon or using its shortcut. So click 5, enter, and then offset this wall to the left, and again click this other wall to the right to offset those walls. So that's where we want 5 feet 6 to the corridor. Again, we can offset, again, gonna offset 5 inches these walls down like so. Okay, and then these other walls would be, since they are called demising walls, they are not going to be 5 inches. They are usually from 6 to 8 inches. So that's where we're going to offset 8 inches to the right, and this one to the left. Okay, so at this point we only need to give thickness to this wall over here. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna offset 5 inches, set it down, and then we're gonna introduce you another command which is called fillet. So the fillet command, again, you are modifying something here, gotta be on the modified panels right here, fillet, or you can use its shortcut F and press enter. And the fillet command, what it does is it connects two lines. So again, following the instructions on the command line, it says select first objects. So I'm gonna click this, and then second object, I'm gonna click this. So you can see that it will connect those two lines like so. So I'm gonna, instead of pressing F again and enter, I'm gonna simply, this will be another trick in AutoCAD. Simply press enter and it will already activate the last command that you used. So in this case was fillet. So click and click, and then here click and click. So F, you can do that, or simply press enter to use again the fillet command. Press enter to use the fillet command. All right, here you can also press enter to clean this up with the fillet command, and over here the same, enter, and then pick your two lines for the fillet command. So over here we can introduce you another command which is joint. So joint, you can type is shortcut J and press enter, and what join does is it will connect these two lines. So at this point simply click these two lines like so and press enter, and we'll join them like so. So at this point, over here, this wall, usually in architecture, exterior walls are shown separately than the interior walls. So I want to join these two walls here using the join command again. Join, select these two walls, press enter. So that's how we show it on floor plans. The exterior walls separate from the interior walls. All right. Okay, so we draw many walls over here, and for the door, let me, since none of these doors have a like a door opening distance, I'm gonna use a standard door which is about 3 feet. All right, So I'm gonna use 3 feet for the door. So let me draw first this one, this door over here. So let me draw a door. So a door is usually 2 inches. We show it in plan. So I'm gonna use again the line. I could use the polyline command, but yes, I'm gonna use polyline command to introduce you another command. Okay. So the polyline we are drawing something. So gotta be on the draw panel, and here it is, polyline. So polyline is simply a series of lines connected together, so you can move it quickly, or you can use its shortcut P and L. So PL and press enter, and then I'm gonna do is start a point. So following the instructions on the command line, click, and then I'm gonna draw my door. In this case, 3 feet we said, right? 3 feet, and then 2 inches to the right. Go down again. I'm gonna click over here, not click, hover over, and then move it to the side to activate um, my extension. Or I can simply type 3 feet and then close it over here like so. So once I have that, I can simply draw another line quickly, and this would be 3 feet, and then I can connect that with an arc. This would be another command, arc. Its shortcut is A, and press enter. So at this point, I can simply click like that using the command line. But if you want a perfect door, it's better to draw a circle. So I'm gonna draw a circle. Again, this is another command. Its shortcut is CI for circle, and press enter. So at this point, I can click here and then over here to draw my circle for this door. And then I'm introduce you another command, which is trim. Trim command, its shortcut is TR, and it's a way to cut objects. So press enter, and then following the instructions on the command line, I'm gonna trim this object. So click, and then I can erase this line with the delete key on my keyboard. So I have the door. So once I have this door, a good practice is to make it into a block. So let me double check if I have 3 feet with this other command, which is dimensions. So I'm going to explain you about dimensions later, but its shortcut is DLI for linear dimensions. And I'm going to quickly see if this is 3 feet or not. So that is 3 feet, but I'm going to move these objects because it's 3 feet from this over here. So I can trim again this line over here, and then we should be ready. So at this point, this door, to work more efficient, because we have so many doors, let's make it into a block. So a block is another concept that you need to learn, and it's basically putting together objects that can be reused later on. So a block, to make a block, you need to select all of your objects, type B for the block command, that's its shortcut, and press enter. So we're gonna call this door. Very basic, you can be more descriptive here. And then make sure base point is checked. and then click OK. So says specify insertion base point. So I want my insertion base point to be over here. Click. And then you have a door block, your first door block. So this is nice because you can move it simply clicking this point. So again, I'm gonna put it 2 feet next to the wall. So I'm gonna click it and put it over here. So at this point, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna create an opening for my door, right? An opening over here. So I'm gonna draw a line, and I'm gonna turn off for the first time a precision setting because I don't need it, and it's giving me problems over here, which is the nearest. I don't need the nearest, so I'm gonna turn it off over here, nearest right here. Click. And then once I hover over this, now I will see the extension option, which I need. So 2 feet, and press enter. And then move up and click over here like so. So at this point, I know my opening is 3 feet. So I'm gonna use the offset over here, or simply use the O shortcut. Gonna say 3 feet, press enter, offset to the side, and then hit escape. Now at this point, I can use the TR for the trim and press enter again. So I'm gonna click once, twice, and then hit escape. Now the opening is ready for my door. I can simply place it like so. On the exterior walls, usually since the walls are CMU or brick walls or so on, you will need to show a small hinge over here. So let me show that using the rectangle command. So this will be another command that you need to learn. The shortcut is REC. So press enter, and then I can say I can click over here or anywhere. I'm gonna click over here, and then using the options dimensions, I'm gonna click dimensions, and then I want 2 inches by 4 inches, and then press anywhere on your screen. So I'm gonna click here like so, and then using the move command that we previously used with its shortcut M, gonna click over here, click, and then place it like so. So at this point, the opening is not gonna be 3 feet anymore. It's gonna be 3 feet 4. That's what usually you have for a 3 feet door on an exterior wall only, of course. So at this point, let me introduce you another command, which is the stretch command. And again, since we are modifying something, let's go here, stretch, or use its shortcut S, and press enter, of course. So the stretch command, we want to stretch this wall over here. So I'm gonna click once, twice, and then I don't want to stretch the door, neither the hinge, only the wall. So I need to deselect my objects. And in order to do so, I'm gonna hold the shift on my keyboard and select my wall to deselect it, okay? So I'm gonna deselect again my hinge, and at this point I can press enter. Now I know my hinge is 2 inches, so I can simply click once and move it to the left 2 inches and press enter, and you will see it like so. So I'm gonna move my door a little bit up from this point, and this is what you'll have on a regular exterior wall. So at this point, over here on this side, I'm gonna use again the stretch command to stretch this wall. Deselect with shift my door and then press enter. Click 2 inches to the side, press enter, and we're gonna need to copy this hinge to the other side. So I'm gonna introduce you another command, which is copy. Copy would be the shortcut CO for copy. Press enter, and then click over here in this base point and move it over here like so. All right. So only with this door we introduce you so many commands like copy, move, stretch, block, and so on. So that's good because you are learning new tools, new commands, the commands that you need to in order to create a floor plan. All right. So let me at this point stop for a couple of seconds and read some of the comments that people are posting, because this is a live stream again, and I did a live stream because sometimes people have questions when you are doing a tutorial, so it's nice to answer those questions that you have. So Dark Motion from YouTube, it's just giving me the thumbs up, so thanks Dark Motion. Civil Tech from YouTube is saying hi. I can show you here, I guess. Yeah. So hi, spread the knowledge. Wash hands. I don't know what you mean by wash hands, but let me go to the Civil Tech. Hi, Civil Tech is saying polyline line all day long. Yes, that's correct, Civil Tech. And I wanted to show both in this case, lines, polylines, so you know how AutoCAD behave by using either one or the other one, right? I didn't want to just use one. Of course, polylines is going to be more efficient, but when you are learning AutoCAD, you want to know all of them in order to understand when you'll use one or the other. So that was the idea here. So Civil Tech, and then Civil Tech again says PL. Yeah, PL, that's the shortcut for polyline. All right. Okay, so let's go back again to finish this floor plan, and then we'll go back to some of your questions. All right. So at this point, since you already know how to place a door, how to make the opening, I'm gonna do it quickly on all of these doors, because if not, we're gonna be the whole day here, right? That's not the point. So I already explained you very slowly how to do this door, so I'm gonna do it quickly now. All right. So there's one more door over here. There's no dimension or nothing, so I'm gonna place it. Gonna copy this door using the copy command. Copy over here. Get a line. Move it 2 inches. Offset it 3 feet 4. I'm gonna erase this door. I'm gonna trim it. And then I'm gonna copy all of this from this point, like so. This door is flipped the other way. So I'm gonna introduce you another command, which is mirror. So mirror, the shortcut is MI for mirror. And then, so for the mirror, I need to first pick the mirror line, which is gonna be on the center. So I don't have anything to click exactly on the center. So what I'm gonna do is holding shift, I can right click and I can go and set middle between 2 points. So I can click once, twice, and then I can move up. And at this point, I can click and it says erase source, of course, because I don't want two doors. So yes, and you will mirror your door like so. So I'm gonna keep drawing doors quickly. There are two doors with no sizes or nothing, so I'm gonna use the standard over here. I'm gonna draw a line, move it 2 inches up, offset it 3 feet, trim it, copy the door, and let me introduce you another command, which is rotate. You rotate, you can use from the modify rotate, or you can use its shortcut RO. So RO, press enter, click your base point, and then move your mouse where you want to rotate your door. So I'm gonna rotate it like so. Okay, so I'm gonna keep placing doors. So I'm gonna simply oops, the door is flipped to the other side. So let me mirror it really quick as I showed you before, between 2 points. Erase those, yes. So I'm gonna mirror this door again to this side using the mirror command. Again, middle between 2 points. Click, click, click. Erase source. In this case, I don't want to erase the source, so I'll click no. And then I can simply use the trim command again. So I can use the fillet command here to connect this line with this line over here. Click, click, right? So I have two more doors over here. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna copy these two doors because I don't want to draw them again. Copy. I'm gonna copy from this middle point and paste it in this middle wall using holding shift, right click, middle between 2 points. I'm gonna click once, twice, and then I have my doors over there. I'm gonna select them, gonna rotate it using the RO shortcut again. Rotate. I need to rotate it from the middle of these 2 points. So again, middle between 2 points, click, click, and then rotate it down like so. So at this point, I can simply use trim and fill it to finish my doors. All right. So I have all of the doors that I need, I guess. Yes. one more door over here, the 6 feet door. So I'm gonna copy one of these doors using the regular copy command. And then I'm gonna mirror it using the mirror command. And then it goes to the outside. Wait. Okay. So mirror. It shouldn't be to the outside, actually. It should be to the inside. But whatever, I'm gonna draw it to the outside. So yes. So I have that. And then for the window, window is very simple. I'm gonna copy this using the copy command. I'm gonna put it over here. And the window is simply 3 lines. So at this point, I don't care about the length of my window. I'm gonna say 12 inches. I'm gonna draw another line, 12 inches and 12 inches. And I'm gonna copy this using the regular copy command, and that's my window, right? That's how you represent, I mean, not always, but most of the cases, a window. So at this point, I can place my windows and 2 feet from the wall. So I have the 2 feet over here. So I'm gonna move my window from this point over here. So let me draw a line to close this wall. The window usually goes in the center, so I'm gonna move it to the center like so. And it's 28 feet, so it's the length of this line. So I'm gonna stretch it from this point over here like so. Oops, let me I mean, I'm doing this too fast now, sorry. But the stretch command, again, we tried before, is the S shortcut. Press enter. So I want to stretch my window to this point. I'm gonna click once, twice to stretch this part over here. I don't want to select the whole window, only the part that I need to stretch. Press enter. So I'm gonna click this once, and then I can move my object, or stretch my object, sorry, all the way up here like so. Click. So that's my storefront window. At this point, I need to move my doors down with the move command from this point over here like so. At this point, I can erase this line. I don't need it anymore, and you will have your storefront like so. So at this point, I can close this wall over here, and then I'm gonna copy my storefront because I don't need to redraw it, right? Simply gonna copy using the regular copy command. So I'm gonna copy it from this point, click to this point like so. All right, so at this point I don't need this line anymore, and I need to, of course, stretch this using the stretch command, selecting not everything but this part. Click and then click over here and I'm gonna use another precision setting to hover over here, move up, and to see that extension to activate, and then click like so, right? So yeah, so that's pretty much the floor plan. So now at this point, what we need to do is add some dimensions to double check that that it's correct, to double check that all of the dimensions of the room are correct. All right, so let me introduce you the dimension command. It's over here on the annotation panel. It's over here, dimension. You can click on it, or you can type its shortcut dim and press enter. So let me start annotating these numbers over here. So if you don't know anything about the dim, let's go to the command line and saying specify or select object or first extension line. So I'm gonna click my first extension line over here, click, and then my second one over here, click. At this point, it's saying to specify the location of your dimension. So usually dimensions, we place them outside your floor plan, so you keep your floor plan clean. So I'm gonna click over here, click, and press escape. So at this point, your dimension is so tiny, but it's 55 feet. So that's what we have, 55 feet. So again, your dimension is so tiny, so let's fix that. But first, in order to fix that, we need to go to Paperspace. So let's go over here to layout or Paperspace, and let's click on it. And remember, I was talking about the viewport, so I erased it so I can create it and you can see it. So viewport, use the viewport command or its shortcut MV to create a viewport. So press enter, and a viewport is a window, so I can specify the corner of the viewport. So I'm gonna specify it over here, click once, and then the opposite corner here from the command line is gonna be over here, click. So once you draw your viewport or your window to see through the model space, you can see that your floor plan is showing. So at this point, to scale your viewport or your drawing, you need to get inside the viewport. So let's double click on the viewport to get inside, and you can see that it's activated now because it's showing with these thicker lines. So that means you are inside your viewport. So now that you are inside your viewport, you can pan using your middle mouse wheel like so to move and place your floor plan. And since we always want to print or PDF any floor plans or drawings to a correct scale, you need to pick a correct scale here from the status bar. So right now it's showing 0,00 and so on, which is a very random scale that you never should use. So, but click that to expand it, and let's pick a scale. These are some of the most used scales that you want to pick because whoever is printing this drawing, they can get a scale that I don't think I have right now, or maybe I do if you give me 1 second. Here it is. So let me open this. So basically, this is a architecture scale, and there are also engineering scales. And what I was saying from the viewport is you need to pick a scale that is most used, so that whoever receive your drawing and print it, let's say print it to the correct size of your sheet, which in this case 24 by 36 inches. Let's say if I pick a scale 1/4 over here in AutoCAD, this person, when he prints the drawing, he can use a scale like this and find the 1/4 over here. It says 1/4, and simply measure the floor plan and know, okay, the correct sizes or things of like walls, doors, and so on using a scale like this. So that's the reason why we need to print to scale or PDF to the correct scale on your viewport in AutoCAD. Okay, so let's go back to AutoCAD, and so again we are inside the viewport. So let's click over here and let's pick a scale that fits this floor plan. So let's try 1/4, and boom, it's too big, as you can see. So let's pick another one. Let's go with 1/8. Nice. So 1/8 scale, which we also have it over here. 1/8. It's right here. Where is it? Right here. 1/8. So 1/8, and then at this point simply place your, or you can move it a little bit with the pan option, with your holding your middle mouse wheel like so, and then make sure it's still 1/8, and let's lock this viewport here, pressing here or clicking here, and then so that way you can move or zoom freely and it's locked at 1/8. So now let's double click on outside your viewport to get out. So it's important to know this, the viewport scale, before or in order to scale your dimensions and your text and so on. All right. So now we have our viewport ready, and we are using 1/8 equals a foot scale. All right. So at this point, let's fix the dimension size. So in order to fix this, we need to change system variable. I mean, there are many ways to fix this problem of the dimension size. You can create many different dimension styles. Let's say for 1/8 of an inch, for 1/4, and so on. But I found that not to be efficient. There is a more efficient way to scale or put your dimensions and text to the correct size, and I'm going to show you. Is using a system variable. So this would be maybe your first system variable that you will use, and it's called dim scale. So dim scale, again, is a system variable, and basically system variables are a way to control settings of commands in AutoCAD, right? So let me find a chart for scales that I had over here. Where is okay, anyway. All right, so I was talking about dim scale, correct? Dim scale. So if we press F1 here on your keyboard, F1, you can see that AutoCAD is helping you. The F1 is like the help option or AutoCAD, whatever command you're using, you can press F1 or system variable, of course. And you can see that dim scale is a system variable that sets the overall scale for applied dimensions and sizes and so on. So that's dim scale. But in order to set the correct dim scale, we're going to show you a trick. So dim scale, press enter. So the dim scale again is based on the viewport scale. Right now, it's important to know that our viewport is at 1/8 of an inch, right? We set it up before. So the dim scale would be the opposite. Instead of 1/8, we're gonna do 8/1. So 8. But before, we need to use the calculator option. So to activate the calculator, use this cal option and press enter. And then we can do, instead of 1/8, 8/1. So 8/1. And we're going to multiply this by 12. And all of this we're doing is to set up the correct dim scale for the sizes of your dimensions. So once we do that and press enter, you can see here on the command line that it says 96. 96 is the correct dim scale. So now if we draw a dimension using the dim command again, dim, and press enter, and again click this point, click this other point, you can see that your dimension comes to the correct size. Isn't that great? Isn't this, well, or maybe if you're a beginner, you didn't try the previous options, but you can see that now your dimension shows to the correct size. Great, right? So again, this is a more efficient way to scale your annotations in AutoCAD using the dim scale system variable and your viewport scale. Other firms or companies, again, will have many different dimension sizes for all of the different scales. But again, that's all AutoCAD. There is more efficient ways like using the system variable dim scale. Okay, so at this point, I'm gonna introduce you another command, which is the match properties. Match properties is the shortcut MA. And basically what this command does is it match the properties of one object to another one. And what I want to do is match the dimension size to this other dimension, because I want them to be exactly the same size. So if we follow the instructions, select source object, click this dimension, select destination object, click this dimension, and press escape. As you can see, your dimension is looking pretty good now. So at this point, I'm gonna add more dimensions, but this time quickly, so we can finish this floor plan, right? So again, dim, I'm gonna add dimensions here. I'm gonna add dimensions here. I'm gonna add dimensions over here. And I'm gonna add dimensions over here. And then I'm gonna add dimensions over here. And then I'm gonna add dimensions over here. Here. And then I'm gonna add dimensions over here. dimensions over, oops. And then I'm gonna add dimensions over here. So another trick that you can use is whenever you have one single line like so, you don't need to click 2 times on these 2 points. You can simply hover over this line, and if you select the line, it will automatically place your dimension like so. So at this point, you can simply click and it will place your dimension like so. Okay, so I'm pretty much done with my dimensions. At this point, what I like to do is double check that all of your dimensions are correct. So 55 and all of this. So I know this is 22, 55, 5 feet 6, 9 foot 2, 8 feet, 14 feet. Oops, here, this is not right. 13, 7. And here is saying 14 feet, 8 feet, 22 feet. Well, it's 5 inches off, but that might be a mistake from whoever surveyed this as-built, because this wall is nicely and straight at 22 feet. So 8 plus 14 is 22, but they're not counting the 5 inches here. So I'm gonna leave it like that in this case, because that might be a mistake from whoever did this survey. And then over here, 115.5, 115.10. So we are 5 inches off here. So let me fix that using the stretch command. So again, S, enter. And we want to make this room, instead of 115.5, 115.10. So let me stretch, click like so, press enter, click once, move down 5 inches, press enter, and you can see that is now 115 feet 10. All right, so that's good. And then we have 28, 28, 7. We got 70 feet 5. So let me add one dimension over here. 70 feet 6, mean by 1 inch. We could stretch that. Okay, so I'm gonna stretch that 1 inch, because the overall dimensions, this is an overall of the whole room, is more important than each small room. So I'm gonna stretch this 1 inch to the left to make it this correct. And so I stretch, gonna stretch it from here 1 inch, and this is 70 feet 5, and I'm sacrificing 1 inch over here, which is okay, because again, the most important thing is the overall of your building. 75, 6 feet 28, so that's 28 and 28. They're saying 2 feet in this side, so I'm gonna stretch that again to make this 2 feet. So I'm gonna click here, and then at this point we use stretch, but in this case we need a specific distance, 2 feet of this wall. So what I'm gonna do is show you another technique, which is holding shift on your keyboard. You can right click and then pick from. So click this point because you want 2 feet from this to over here. So click this point once and then type 2 feet and press enter. Now you have exactly 2 feet on this side and you are ready in this floor plan. Okay, so of course you could add notes and fixtures and so on, but this is pretty much a floor plan in AutoCAD. So now if we go to paper space, you could create your PDF, and since we picked the correct template when we start Imperial Architecture, so this is pretty much ready for us to create our PDF. That's the importance of picking the right template. We don't have now to worry about settings or so on. So again, if we right click on this layout and pick page setup, the sheet is 24 by 36, and this is the correct size that I want for this specific drawing. And that's the standard size for architecture office, 24 by 36. So again, I'm gonna close this, and to create my PDF, I can use the shortcut Control P to create my PDF, and this plot window will show up. So make sure over here that you select the DWG to PDF, and then check the paper size is correct. Again, this came from our Architecture Imperial template, and make sure extents is checked, center the plot is checked always, scale always 1:1 if you want to print to the correct scale, and you want somebody to be able to use scale like this to verify your measurements. And then scale line weights, always you want that too. Over here on the plot styles, most of the architecture office use a plot style over here, but in this case you probably don't have this. This is a more advanced technique where plot style will control how your objects line weights will print dark or light and so on. But again, that's a more advanced technique that we will go over in a future video. But at this point, let's do a preview to see how things look. So we can click here, preview, and you can see that your drawing is showing nicely. So at this point, you can simply click the plot option over here to create your PDF. One of the important concepts that we didn't go over was layers and layers, but I didn't went over because on the previous tutorial I did went over layers and more concepts, so you can watch that video later once we are done here. So I explained in very detail about layers and more, so I didn't want to repeat myself, but layers are very important, so you need to make sure you check that video. But again, here you can click plot and then save your drawing. You can rename it, I don't know, floor plan, and then press enter to save. And again, here it is, your first floor plan in AutoCAD. All right. So remember I was saying, oops, I have some more comments. So from Roman Khan, he's saying, hello, sir. Hi, Roman. Thanks for being here. This is a live streaming on how to learn AutoCAD together with a floor plan. I did another video, how to learn AutoCAD drawing an exterior elevation of a building. And I really recommend you to check that out because there are more concepts as the layers, property palettes, and more that you need to know in order to learn this program, this awesome program, which is AutoCAD. So again, this was a live streaming. Thank you for being here. And the video that I mentioned you, I'm gonna put it on the screen for you to check it out. All right. So again, thank you. And this live streaming was possible to some of my supporters uh, on Patreon or even here in YouTube as members. So thank you very much for supporting the Lazy Architecture channel. All right. Goodbye.